All right. So welcome everyone. And today's session is going to be a little bit fun, funny, hopefully a lot of fun. Partly because when we talk to anybody, there are people making decisions about us within the first 30 seconds to a minute. Okay. And it's those 30 seconds to a minute that we have to capitalize fully. So what we are going to do is we're going to spend the rest of the session on how we are going to use this 30 seconds. All right. The challenge that you're going to get is really introduce yourself. You are introducing yourself professionally to someone. Okay. And if you have a pen and a paper, just write this down so that we can kind of understand the brief of this. So you're meeting someone. Okay. This individual is, let's say, the CEO of a company, of a startup. Okay. And they're looking to build a new product around AI. So your goal is to introduce yourself, and the first 30 seconds is make the best possible impression on this individual. Okay, everybody ready for this? Okay, I'm going to call on two people randomly. All right, and you present yourself, take a minute, write down your speech. Whatever you're going to say, write down your speech. Okay, so Kranti, you want to go?
Yes, sir.
All right, go for it.
Yes, sir. Hey, Prasad, I'm Kranti. So I heard that you are looking to build a product in AI. So I'm an actually AI enthusiast. So I usually transform ideas into digital products. I'm coming from design background. I've seen what impact generative AI is making in the design field as well, where we can eliminate a lot of ideas and get to the best. So I would be I would be a best teammate for you to bring your idea into reality. Hope to connect with you to discuss more about this.
Cool. Awesome. Reactions, guys? Anybody have any reactions to Kranti's introduction? Punish? You were clapping, so I'm assuming you have a very strong opinion about this.
No, like I just like when I was like he covered every point that he was going like what that should be necessary. Like if I'm on the other side, so the major points that I felt that he covered most of them, and he was speaking fluently, like he did not hesitate or like have a pause or any sort of that. So that gives a good impression. So he has the communication skills as well that can be used in front of clients and stuff.
Got it. So if you were to hire him, would you hire him as a mid, senior, or junior level person?
I don't know, like I'm not that experienced.
That's okay. Make a decision based on what you heard. That's it.
Yeah, I would hire him as a senior designer.
As a senior person. Okay.
Yeah, because he
Pooja?
can handle team, I think.
Okay, good. Pooja, mid, senior, senior, or junior?
It would be mid for me.
Okay. So here's how I would look at it. Okay. So obviously hiring some individual is going to be an investment cost to me. Okay. And I'm probably running against time. Okay. I need to get executed really fast. So what are the things that I really worry about? Okay. The things that I worry about is, has this person done this job before? Okay. I don't know. Right. I'm not able to tell whether this person has done the job or not. Right. Does this person understand my problem or not? Well, he says he's worked with AI, but I really don't know. And again, it's a simple equation is even if you go on Upwork or wherever, hundreds of people will apply for a job or for a piece of business. Okay. But you really don't know. Everybody is going to be saying the same thing. Okay. When you take this, if you listen to Kranti alone, you will say is awesome. But if you listen to somebody like Kranti 100 times over, you don't know what is the difference between Kranti and everybody else that is saying the same thing. Okay. Now, if we were to look at the next set of problems, the senior, junior, or mid-level person. Okay. Kranti made a pitch, please hire me. Right? Please give me your business. I think is a junior to mid-level guy at best. And not a senior level person. If it's a senior level person, you will feel like you want to go work with that person. Kuch to bhi karke, I have to work with this person. Right? If it's a mid to junior level person, it's like, okay, this person, please give me this opportunity. I will prove myself to you. The senior level, I have already done it. I don't need to prove myself. That is the attitude. So there is an attitude that comes when you're speaking. Okay. And that attitude, Kranti's thing was, help me prove myself. So now let's practice this again. Okay. Now I'm going to give you one more set of instructions and I'm going to call one more person. Okay. And after that, I will put you into breakout rooms. The key 3 steps. You have to answer this. You have to give your introduction in 3 steps. Okay. Step number 1, who are you? Step number 2, why should I care about you? Okay. Step number 3, tell me what you want to do with me. And what we're going to do is you're going to get 2 more minutes. Rewrite your introduction. Okay. And let's see if we can do something different. Okay. Anybody want to go? Just raise your hand. Okay, go ahead, Maulik.
Hi Prasad. So I'm a product designer and I value like experiences. And also I did a little bit of research about your business. And moreover, I have recently worked on AI-based projects. So I already have some data and resources that you might be interested in. And I also led a team in that particular project. So like we can surely have more conversation on it. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So what are your reactions, guys? Neha? Have an opinion?
I guess it was good because he was very crisp. He was offering the service rather asking for help. But I also missed on, I guess, I don't know, maybe more detailed understanding of how he is going to help me. Maybe he could talk about the achievement that he has done, maybe talk about some numbers, maybe talk about some problems that he dealt with, which he's very proud of.
Interesting. So you still, the big question mark was you were not able to decide whether how he would be able to help you. Now the question is this person mid, senior or junior?
I guess he gave a data where we can have further conversation. Maybe I could dig deeper. So could be senior. If he just based on this, it could be mid. But yeah, okay. Definitely not junior. Definitely not junior.
So Maulik did something really interesting. I'm not sure how many people caught it. Did anybody catch what he did? He did something super fun. That is very different from what Kranti did. Go ahead, Mangesh.
The fact that he wasn't asking, he was offering.
What was he offering?
Like he was like offering his services rather than asking, like, hire me sort of a thing.
Was he offering services or was he just saying, I have some resources that I can give you?
Yeah, like that sort of, it was sort of a bait, giving that sort of a thing. I'm not exactly sure how to put it, but
that is what is interesting. Exactly. That is what he did. It was very interesting, right? He didn't sell himself. He didn't say, please give me a job. Please make me an opportunity, please give me a contract, right? He just said, I have some resources that might be valuable to you. Okay. Now, what is interesting is he just gave that bait. And if you want to ask more questions, I'm happy to answer. But what he did was he gave something to someone. Now, there is a very interesting research that's been done where when you give something for free for someone, right, chances are that people will want to know more about it, right? When you're not giving anything and you're just saying you have to make a decision right now, I'm in the decision-making mode, right? What Maulik has done is by offering to give me resources, he has extended the decision-making mode and he has put me in a no-pressure situation where I don't have to make a decision right now. Okay. Now, what was the consequence of that action that he did? Okay. Did you feel like asking more questions, or did you feel like giving him more time? Anybody have that? Or did you feel like, okay, that's great, he's just one of the other guys? Like compared to how Kranti presented. Go ahead, Mangesh.
Yeah, so the moment he said, right, that very word, I have some resources I can put into, that created a curiosity that sort of gave me a hope that there is a solution to my problem and I can get this thing for, help me in the process. So that created a curiosity or a cycle where I wanted to have a discussion with him, no matter what, to figure out what he has that he is so proud of. And there was a factor of attitude as well, that he knew
So what
that
did you
that
feel
thing
about
was,
his attitude? What did you feel about his attitude?
he's very proud of what he has and he knows, he's very much confident about it, that whatever he has that he's
So
telling is going to
confidence
solve the
came
problem.
across, right? Confidence came
Yes.
across. He was confident that the resources he would offer would help me.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if he's confident that the resources he has to offer will help me, then my next question is like, how confident is he that he can do the job? Or how confident am I that he knows what my problem is? Right? So the core question that we came about when Kranti was presenting last time was, how do I know that this person understands my problem? Okay, this is one of the ways. I'm not saying what Maulik did is the perfect way or it's the only way. There are many ways. Okay, this is one of the ways where you say, I've got some resources that I'm sure will help you. The moment you say that, I know that Maulik at least thinks he knows me. He understands my problem. Okay, now once I look at the resources, I might decide, okay, Maulik has no clue. Okay, but what he has done is he has increased the amount of time I'm going to give to Maulik to make a decision. Okay, but he has still not made the sale. Okay. All right. So now we are going to go into our own exercise. Now, what Maulik has done is one example. What I want you to think about is exactly who you are, okay, which Maulik has basically explained. Okay. Why should we care? Okay. If nothing else, if no reason, and understand that, the more words you speak, and that's the other really interesting thing that Maulik did, he spoke a lot. Okay. And we assume that introduction I have to take all 30 seconds. No, you don't have to take 30 seconds. Okay. So what Maulik did was he just literally spoke to the point that he said, I'm just going to talk about this. I believe I have some resources. I've done some work previously. If you're interested, I have some free resources that will help you think about all these problems in a much more structured manner or whatever. He did not say that, but if he had said that, it would have been much more interesting because I would know, okay, what are these resources doing for me? Okay. But to a certain extent, should we care? He answered that partially. Okay. And then what should we do? I think what do we want to do? I think he did that to a very subtle level, but it wasn't complete. Okay. But I would say the question 1 was answered. Question 2, I'll give half the points. And then question 3, I will give like maybe 0 on that. Okay. So it's 1.5 points for Maulik. Okay. I'm going to create 5 groups. Okay. And 5. Yeah. So you'll have like about 2 to 3 people approximately. And then you go out and you practice it. Okay. You take 2 minutes, write down your stuff. Okay. Pitch it to each other. Polish it again, pitch it again. All right, welcome back. Every team gets to nominate 1 person. So people in room 1, who do you nominate?
Mangesh, I would say like.
Yeah, Mangesh.
All right, Mangesh, go for it. And team 2, you guys
So I'll
figure out.
try.
Team 3, every team figure out your nominations by the time I call you. Okay, go for it.
I can
Mangesh.
read it, right? I can read it. Yeah, so yeah. Hi Prasad, this is Mangesh here. I'm a product designer. I have helped many brands to build products from their idea stage to a working prototype. I heard you are building an AI product, something I can help you with and achieve. I have been doing my recent researches on AI and I have achieved great successes those. I think I can collaborate with you and we can add value to your idea and bring it to reality. So yeah, that's about, I hope.
Okay. So what do you guys think? Anybody? So Garima, what do you think?
According to me, it's look good. So they told me who they are, what they want, and why they want to catch them. Matlab, kind of,
Okay.
what do you want to do with me? They told everything.
Okay, cool. So let's actually look at this. Okay. Who are you? Okay, I know you're a Mangesh. You're Mangesh. You're a product designer. Good. I got that. Okay. Why should I care? My problem starts there because you basically said, I have been researching. The moment you say I've been researching, I don't want to invest in an R&D team. I want to invest in a guy that's done it. Okay.
Right.
So then the next statement that you made after that was, I have worked on AI projects with great success. I have no idea, right? So, I mean, what problem did you solve? Okay. So this is where the idea where you have to be very specific. Okay. What problem? If you say you've done something, tell me what problem you solved. Okay. Tell me how fast you solved it. Okay. So if instead of saying that, listen, we recently built an AI product for this organization, which helped them, automate, about 20% of their workflows. And we did that in under 4 months. Now I get what you're capable of doing, isn't it? So I want, when you say, why should I care? You want to be a little bit more specific as to what you did or how you did, if that's something you care about. Or, this is another strategy. If you're specific, that works. Or you can say, by the way, I also have resources. That's great. And then the last one was, we'd love to work with you. That's great. I get the enthusiasm. Okay. So overall, if you were to look at who are you, and the reason I'm calling you guys to judge somebody is even when you're judging, you're thinking, you're evaluating in the same framework. Okay. Same 3 framework. Who are you? Why should I care? And what do you want to do with me? Right. So I think these are the 3 things. And I think I understand that what do you want to do with me, but why should I care is probably not a full score. So I would give it like about a 2 there. Okay. Okay. Room 2. Who wants to go? Or who do you nominate?
You can go because I already.
You want me to go?
Answer. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I'll go. Even I'll read. Sorry for that, but yeah. Hi, Prasad. My name is Pooja Sethi. I'm a product designer. I'm thrilled to be considered for this interview. With 3+ years of experience in design consultation, which is a field where we actually innovate through problem solving. I bring a diverse of skills with me, and I have a strong passion for creating an innovative product. So I would actually like to work with you so that I could streamline the business operations and drive innovations. Thank you. Hope to see you.
Awesome. Awesome. And reading is not a problem because we are just practicing how we should think first, and then delivery is the second part of the problem.
Yeah. So
when you are thinking and when you're communicating it, I think the biggest challenge here is, I have 3+ years and thank you for considering me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now think about it. If you knew what you were talking, would you thank me for considering you?
No, correct.
Right? I mean, if you knew what you were talking about, you would come and say, yeah, of course you considered me, right? There's like,
Correct.
you get that? There's
Yeah.
a difference in mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you want to talk about is, the way you kind of structure it is, don't worry about considering. The way I would change it a little bit, or like, I'd say, listen, I'm Pooja, right?
Mm.
I've been a product designer for 3.5 years.
Yes.
Right? Where I have solved problems from in multiple domains.
Mhm.
So, but I think one of the most interesting problems that I solved recently was I created this AI app for something, or I did something, or, don't talk about I did the research and all that. Doing research, everybody does research, right?
Mhm.
Even somebody that types in ChatGPT, what is ChatGPT, is doing research. So you want to basically get into the details and say, listen, the most recent project that I did was this, right? And because of what I did, this is the impact I had. And, but one thing I do understand is, the other way that you can also pitch is, you can say, listen, here are a lot of problems. I recently worked on an AI project, and these are the common problems that we notice when you work in AI projects, right? And so you want to be very careful about these projects. And so you're giving me advice, right?
Got it.
And so you're not, and again, that goes back to like Maulik strategy, where, you're giving somebody advice, and then the other person is like, okay, isko ye bhi aata hai. They've already thought about this problem. They've already thought about that problem. And so they know a lot of the stuff that I want to get done.
Got it.
And say, if you're interested, I would love to explore, and I would love to, and again, this is where the difference is. This is what I tell people when you're doing it. It's not the person interviewing you. It's both of you are figuring out whether there's a good fit or not. So you say, I'd love to, know more about your project to see if I can help you more. And the moment you say that, it tells me you're not desperate, you're very confident. And the game is not in my hand, right? The game is in both of our hands. If I want you, I have to work hard to get you.
Makes sense.
You see that?
Yeah.
And that actually builds a lot of confidence in the other person. Is like, okay, this person knows what they're talking about. Okay. And I understand that AI might not be a topic that everybody's comfortable with. The next round, I will say, you pitch yourself. Okay. For whatever you have done, whatever your area of strength is, you pitch yourself. And then let's see how that goes. That will be the next assignment. But now I'm just giving AI so I can standardize and give feedback for everyone. Okay. So room 3, who wants to go next? Who's room 3? Who's?
It's going to be Simran from our room.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm also going to read Prasad.
Huh.
So hey Prasad, I'm Simran, currently a UX designer at Zoho. I believe that good experience design is vital to the overall business success of a product, and I'm a firm believer in AI. And I've been able to implement NLP and some SDKs from OpenAI that has increased the overall product experience and the productivity of my users. I believe that I'd be able to help you scale your business needs using AI. And additionally, I've helped assist a workshop on AI, and have also mentored working professionals who wanted to build their UX portfolios. Looking forward to working with you. Yeah, let's put a full stop there.
Interesting. So you've brought in your mentorship experience into the game.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Rashmi, what do you think? Would you buy this?
Yes. At least I'll go for the initial conversation.
Okay, so on the 3 points, who are you? Why should I care? How did he score? And then, what do you want to do with me? How does he score?
So, like the first impression was like bang on, and then
Why? What about it was bang on?
I think he I'm not able to mention it, but he mentioned certain things that he has done already in the AI. He said first, like he's a firm believer in AI. So then it generated interest. Okay, let me know what exactly you have. I was curious what he is bringing next. Yeah.
Interesting. So I would agree with that partially. But what do you get the why should you care? Did he answer that question for you? And then what do you want to do with me? Did he answer that for you?
I think I just kept on listening to him, and he just spoke and I kept on listening to him. So
Cool. No, so this is a skill, right? I mean, this is a skill that I want all of us to kind of start building. Is if you don't know about food and you go to a restaurant, you'll just say the food tastes good, right? But if you're a chef and you're eating that food, you can say, well, you've put a little bit more ginger here. That is, or a little bit of mustard there. That is why it tastes different, right? So that is the difference between an expert and a novice. Okay. So whenever you're trying to evaluate something, always think about what about it am I evaluating and why am I evaluating it this way? And it's a little bit of a difficult skill, but as you start understanding that thought process, you start learning to become a chef, or you start learning to become an expert in that. Okay. So always frame your thoughts in that from perspective. So yes, listen, but listen from a framework perspective. So Simran, what I really loved was you actually used the terminologies, right? You said, hey, I used NLP and I used, what was the other term that you used?
I said SDKs from OpenAI.
Okay. So I know you've done NLPs and SDKs. I don't know if OpenAI has SDKs though. It has APIs. Is an API considered an SDK?
I mean, that's what the devs were saying. So I got the terminology wrong. But the crux of what I wanted to communicate was the fact that we were able to think through how OpenAI processes information and how the information processing actually helps the feature that I'm building.
That is what I would have loved to hear.
Okay.
Right? Because yeah, you know the SDK and you know NLP. So you know the terminology. So you're talking the talk. Okay. But I'm trying to figure out, did you walk the walk?
I also mentioned that I helped the feature that I built with this integration and helped
but
increase.
That's okay. You helped do that. But what were the interesting problems? See, now what you just made the statement just a few seconds ago was the valuable statement. You said, we actually interacted with it and we realized the kind of interfaces that we need to build around ChatGPT because every software is different. So if you expanded that a little bit, it would really tell me that you as a designer understand the nuances of that software, of that problem.
Okay.
Right. And that is where it's really, really interesting. So I like the way that you've kind of said, yeah, I work with Zoho now, but the thing is, there's a problem there. Okay. While you gain credibility, I am also questioning how much of your time you have to help me. A better way might be, listen, I've worked, and what you're trying to say is you're trying to build your work history's credibility and bring it in. Correct? And so what you want to say is, listen, I have been working for so many years where I'm, for companies, and most recently I'm currently working with Zoho, where, the idea, or, you don't want to say I'm currently working, but, most recently with Zoho, right? And it doesn't mean I'm current or not, but most recently with Zoho, where I've been solving a lot of problems. And one of the really interesting problems that I solved is this, where, we used NLP and OpenAI SDKs to build a software, and we worked really hard to understand how to create the prompts, how to create the output, how to structure everything. And so that was, and that is currently being implemented within Zoho, or within that organization, right? Now that gives me a lot of credibility. So I would say, who are you? I get it. Okay. Why should I care? Kind of get it. Half a point, right? What do you want to do? I got that. So it's about 2.5 points. Okay, but still not the perfect. And this is one of those things that unless you hit 3, it's either a 0 or a 1. Okay, if you don't hit 3, it doesn't really engage as much.
Got it.
Okay, because you're competing with everyone. So there's probably 100 people that are applying for the same role and you're competing. So I need to understand that.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So this is room 3, right? So who's room 4?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, go for it.
Hello everyone, my name is Garima Bansal. I am from Indore. I am new in the design field. As I am very much interested in emerging technology in AI, I found there is an opportunity in your business company to learn and grow and to add value to your business with my learnings and to grow professionally. I don't have much knowledge about AI tools as I am exploring Midjourney, ChatGPT and Lexica. Thank you.
Okay, but some interesting things. You made one strategic mistake, right? You said that I don't know anything about AI, I'm learning about it. Okay, which is good. I appreciate the honesty, right? However, later on you said I've been researching Lexica and Midjourney and all these other tools. Now, if you've been researching it and you don't know anything, there's a contradiction, isn't it? Do you know or do you not know? You understand, Garima?
Sir,
Huh?
I just told I
Huh.
know much more about. And
So you have to be, you have to, this is something that most people struggle with when they're trying to present themselves. Okay. We try to be humble, and especially women. Okay. Women will not say that they know something until they're 100% sure they know something. Okay. A guy will, even if they know something 50%, they'll say they know it. Because they will jugaad karke, kuch to bhi karke figure it out. So what happens in the final game? Right? The final game is women lose out opportunities. Right? Whereas guys, so, and I'm not saying lie. However, I do want you to represent yourself accurately. Okay. So what you want to be thinking about when you're talking about it, if I had to redo how you were speaking, and say, hey, I'm Garima, right? I spent the last, 3 months researching on text to image based AI tools. Right? I spent a significant, how much time did you spend, by the way, on Midjourney and all of those things?
not much, about 1-2 months.
1-2 months. Okay, good. I mean, AI itself has just started in November, right? ChatGPT broke open the gates in November, right?
Yes.
So at best, if you assume सबसे experienced person will have 6 months of experience in the market.
Yes.
Right? So you have to, that is why I say, do not say, if you are not confident, just say the facts. Listen, I've been researching these, text to image generation tools, like Midjourney and Lexica and all these things for the last couple of months. Right? And I think they're really interesting. Tell me what you've learned. Don't tell me that I don't know anything, I want to learn. Okay. Tell me what you've learned. So it's like in my research, I've realized that these are the interesting things, these tools are really good for this. They're not really good for this and stuff like that. And, and then you convert it into the sales pitch. Okay. So when you don't know whether you should be confident or not, my argument is fall back on the data. Now I'm just going to redo Garima's, because if, for me, I kind of felt that, Garima's was the least impactful of everyone. Like the moment I'd listen, I'd say reject. Okay. Because she doesn't know, I don't have money, so I cannot invest in Garima. Okay. That is my thought. But if I had to, let me redo what Garima said in a different way and see if it gets you a different reaction. Okay. Hey, hi, my name is Garima, right? And I've been really fascinated about AI ever since it came out. And especially the last 2 months, I've been focusing a lot of my research on text to image based AI tools like Midjourney and, DALL-E and, Lexica. And what I find interesting is that, Midjourney by far is one of the best for generating UI based tools. However, when you look at DALL-E and Lexica, between DALL-E and Lexica, I find DALL-E is really good for generating abstract images, whereas Lexica is very interesting, is really good for generating, if I wanted to create icon sets and stuff like that, or completely new graphics. Lexica is really good. But overall, I've also been looking at, how I would integrate it into my workflow. And I've realized that it's helped me reduce my effort by about, by half. Okay. Now I understand that you are looking for somebody who can help you integrate AI or build an AI product. And I have, some level of experience and I would love to work with you. So, and you leave it at that, right? So when you say that versus what you said in the same data, I just repackaged it in a slightly different manner. Isn't it, Garima?
It's a slightly different manner. I understand that.
One of them sounds like, okay, pay me the money and I will learn on your money. Okay, where you don't have any money. In the other case, like, okay, I am already learning, I've already gotten this far. Now let me help you get to the next level while I'm learning more. All right. Now, a couple of different strategies that came out. One is think about, do you want to sell? Or do you just want to say, hey, I've got some really interesting things. So the core focus is think about how you can explain to the other person, I know your pain. Okay, so you say, as you mentioned, one of the most these are the three biggest problems when integrating AIs or when working with AIs. Now you understand. Or when you're working in your domain, let's say I'm working with enterprise software. Well, these are the three problems that I have to think about when working with enterprise software. Okay, or what is your approach so that I can understand, okay, your approach to a certain product is this because this is the problems when you're working in this domain. So those are the kinds of things that will help me resonate with you because it will help me understand you understand what you're talking about. Okay, also consider, converting into conversation. Do not get into that interview mode. If you get into an interview mode, you've lost the game. Okay, they're only looking at you as a junior or a mid, senior, mid-level person. If you want to go in as a master, do not try to get into the conversation as someone who's basically, asking for a job or an opportunity. You say, I would love to work with you, but I want to know more about it, right? So put some level of pressure back on the other person so they are also kind of thinking about it. Okay, now do communicate your interest and your motivation and your excitement about the domain. Okay, and do not talk about stuff that is not relevant. Fair enough? Okay, and what you're learning is learning to write it down, evaluate each other. If you have buddies, practice it with your buddies, and then you come back in and then you know how to deliver it. Okay, then the next step will be learning how to talk about it. So that's when you practice the delivery. Okay, right now you write it down and you read it from the written part. That's fine because you're now learning to think like that way. Okay, awesome. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Sure. Bye.